Hello, fellow Whovians! Today is the day. It is the premiere of a brand new Who, and we've got a watch party for you. Yay! But I'm not alone. So let's start off with my my co-host and creator of a lot of the graphics you're going to see, including that last logo, Mr. Kevo. How you doing?
Doing good, excited, happy to be here, really excited to be doing all this, really excited for the new season. I've got so many people messaging me, being excited for it, that
right?
I've always been Whovians, but even then, it hasn't been this same exact global celebration in a really long time, if ever. So this is really exciting.
Definitely. Joining us from the other side of the world, we have finally back, because he's been off for a little bit, the Candyman, Mark Robinson. How you doing, Mark?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm still got a bit of a cough, but I'm still here. I am well intrigued. I'm going into this completely open-minded. And we're just going to see what it's like and take it from here.
Huzzah. And of course, we couldn't have a show that'd be nearly as much fun without Mr. Nick Smith. Hey, how you doing?
Hello. I can never resist a party, and this is such an awesome watch party. Oh, yes.
Yeah. So excited.
And I'm coming in blind too, like Mark, I'm just going to let this hit me as it will. I don't know a lot about these stories. I want to be surprised and delighted, and I'm terrible at keeping secrets too. So this way, you don't get any spoilers from me.
Well, conveniently, so here's how this is going to work for everybody who has not been in a watch party on the YouTubes or wherever it is you're watching this. No, the episodes will not be on this screen with us. You will have to tune in to BBC iPlayer or Disney Plus when it goes live and watch it there. You can type in the comment section. We'll be there typing in the comment section. Some of us will be on camera, some of us won't, but we won't be talking over top of the episode. After Space Babies is done, what we'll do is we will take a couple of minutes break for everyone to catch up, grab a new snack, beverage, whatever it is you want to do, and then we'll start the second episode, Devil's Cord. And then that is all over. We'll take another couple of minutes again just to let anyone catch up, and then we'll talk about it because I've got these wonderful other people here that are all excited, and we want to hear what everyone's have to do. So, yay! So we're gonna see how it goes. For sure. So I know in the US, there's been a ton of marketing. Disney Plus has been going overboard even with this. Less so in Canada, but we just get the bleed over from the US. Mm-hmm. And less so overseas because that's not Disney's Plus. That's the BBC's budget, and the BBC budget is still the BBC budget. Candyman, what are you seeing out there for anything really?
Pretty much not that much from BBC. It's mainly a little bit on YouTube's with the Doctor Who official YouTube channel coming through quite often. But I've not seen any major advertisements or anything like that coming through.
Is it less than normal, would you say?
No, normally we would get an advert or a trailer a lot beforehand on BBC, a couple of weeks beforehand. But I have been ill, so it may be that I've just missed it. That could be the reason why. The other thing as well, because technically it doesn't actually release in the UK until tomorrow.
Technically true, yes.
So it might be more of a situation where we'll be watching it more tomorrow at the normal time rather than the midnight release.
Well, Saturday tea time, right? That's when we should be watching it.
Mm-hmm. And it is going up on iPlayer before it debuts on BBC airwaves.
Yeah,
that's going up in prime time sometime.
Yeah, I think it's normally about 6:30, roughly 6:30, 7:30.
Yeah,
normally around that time.
They're dropping it before Eurovision, from what I hear. So
that's normally the case. Normally, every time that Eurovision comes on and Doctor Who's on, it's normally beforehand. And then I'll go straight into Eurovision.
This is my first year as a Euro fan and having Doctor Who at the same time, so I don't have the experience. excited.
A question, Kevo.
Yeah.
Talking about Euros, in the US, do you have your own presenters? Because I know every time in England they'll go around to the different boxes of all the different countries of the presenters. I didn't know whether or not US has one, or do the US use another international one to broadcast it?
Broadcast what?
Like, so for example, in the UK, it'll be the BBC. In Spain, it'll be another channel.
Oh, where they show Eurovision.
Yes.
Peacock? The Peacock streamer is where we've been watching it. So NBC somewhere.
Right, okay.
So we don't have dedicated presenters as far as I know.
Right.
No. Mm-mm.
So back in the day, it'll be Terry Wogan. I can't remember who does it now.
I love Malin, though, the one who's the presenter, the one who's, I think she's from Sweden.
Yeah.
She's great.
Oh, it's gonna be great. Nick, what are you most excited about?
Oh my goodness. I really want to see this Doctor and Companion in action. I really don't feel like we've seen them go to town. You know, we haven't seen them enough. I'm greedy. I want to see more of them. You know, they took a while to introduce the Doctor, the 15th Doctor, in the Christmas special. So he wasn't in the whole show. So I just want him to have a blast, to really get into those shoes and get comfortable in the role. And then we'll be like, yeah, here's our new Doctor.
Woo! I don't know. He fell into it pretty naturally.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, for whatever amount he was in there, right from the beginning, he came out and it was just, it said Doctor. To me at least, not everybody. Where are we at? We are at 13 minutes to go. The
other thing I like seeing, we were talking about the marketing, is the way that the marketing is reaching non-Whovians. It's reaching people who wouldn't normally know that the show is coming on. For example, IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, they've got the banner. So anyone checking out a movie or, you know, using it for professional reasons, will see there's a new season of Doctor Who. So if they can just kind of pull more people in just to check it out, I think that would be great, because they're missing out if they're not watching it.
I agree. And I mean, it helps as well that they've had great opportunities to push it. They had a premiere, an early premiere in the US, in New York and LA. Mm-hmm. So they obviously put things up there. Mm-hmm. The New York subway was completely wrapped in ad.
Amazing.
And I am disappointed though. They missed an opportunity. The doors should have been TARDIS doors. That's where they needed to rig it so that the doors.
You know what?
Subway,
so people would have been really
on the
people would have been really people would have been really annoying about trying to get pictures on the subway though.
That's true.
People can't be trusted.
True, but they're doing that anyway.
The best underground campaign was Coraline, where they had like a flip book of Coraline in the tunnels. I think it was the London Underground.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see that kind of thing.
See Tom out there, tasty cakes.
Hey.
Howdy, Tom.
So while we're waiting for the new one,
yes,
what is each of your favorite moments of the last episode? So, Christmas special, the church on Ruby Road. What would you say your favorite bit was?
I got to say that what stuck with me were the flashback scenes really around the church with the baby being delivered. That's what stuck in my head, and I want to know more. You know, I want to see more of that story that they started to tell. They haven't finished telling it yet.
What about you, Kevo?
You know, a lot of things, but there's one moment that keeps sticking out in my brain, and it's specifically the moment of the Doctor on the dance floor. And the reason it's most specifically sticking out in my head is the thing that I keep thinking about the most, and what I love about the idea of the timeless child and the Doctor being more immortal than we know and more of a mystery than we know. The thing that really struck me is the Doctor keeps thinking that he's an old man because he's X number of years old. But the 14th Doctor turns to Donna and he says he'll feel better when he's a million. what if he lives to be 1,000,000? What if he is a teenager? And I love the idea of exploring new avenues of the Doctor, feeling like more than just an old man. And I think that really excites me. And I think that could really reignite a lot of things about this franchise.
Yeah. YW2324 is in the comments there saying he hasn't watched it. I'm assuming they mean the Christmas episode that we're talking about right now. But yeah, hang around, tune in, and you can watch it with us. The new episodes here in just about 10 minutes here. Tick, tick, tick. The dance floor was definitely a big touch point for me, both as a character point, exactly as you said, but also for me, it's dangling little threads, as RTD tends to do. There was a rumor that kind of pops in and out every now and then that the end of the first season or sometime into the second season, they're going to wrap around, and the Doctor standing there watching is going to be,
ooh,
he's gone back. So when he's there to catch the drink,
it's different. Yeah,
different.
Haven't had one of those in a while.
Because I mean, he's out dancing and now he's catching a drink. The Doctor is not the Flash. That's a pretty fast thing there. So I think that's one of the things that I'm really curious about, just as a straight Doctor moment. Definitely his interactions with the cop, with the beat cop there after he gets hit by the snowman. And he's, named the Doctor, occupation, not a doctor. We just see that perfect amount of Doctor arrogance, but without condescending arrogance, which was really nice. And then he just kind of twists it to pointing out that, no, everything's good. Your girlfriend's going to say yes. And he has this happy personal moment after this snarky arrogant bit. And it all just seemed friendly. And I love that. Like it is definitely, it's a new Doctor. It's a happier Doctor. It's a Doctor who has let go of his past, not forgotten it, but accepted it. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that plays out over the course of the next few seasons. Hey, Jim, welcome.
I have to agree.
No. Okay. So since we have a few new people joining me, sorry to interrupt. Question was, will we show the video? No, we will not. We would like to not be shut off by YouTube. So you'll have to tune in on Disney Plus or BBC iPlayer. You can comment in the comments with us. We'll all be watching it together, but it will not be on the screen here. And then after the 2 episodes are done, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it. You can continue to comment. Even throughout the show, we're not going to be talking through the show, but we'll be able to chat with you in the chat during.
I'm going to be doing some of my little Kevo magic. So while we are watching the live stuff, I'm going to be throwing up, promo shots that are things that exist of the show. So you'll see like images from what we're watching, but we're not going to have anything up that's, brand new, that isn't already just out there and promotional stuff. Nothing like that.
Right. I'm not sure what Tom's there. BTF2. Oh, Back to the Future.
He's just talking about,
Yeah, Back to the Future 2 is rumored Marty died twice, fell off the roof, and got run over by Biff. Doc finds out to save him. All right, that's who knows? That's the lovely thing about time travel. And that's one of the things I'm so excited about. Oh, Tori's happy. Producer Kevo always bringing the great graphics game.
Yes.
But no, all of the little threads that RTD just kind of drops in and weaves together, I'm super excited. Like there was all of the controversy, big giant air quotes because it shouldn't have been, over Isaac Newton and the casting there. Maybe there's a reason. They've continued the Mavity joke. Clearly something has happened. They've literally got an episode about the butterfly effect and how things can change, which is a topic they don't tackle very often in Doctor Who. So I really think there's a lot more happening than people are catching, and some of it I think is RTD trolling us, knowing darn well what the internet is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And some of it is just, this is the story he wants to tell, and that, like it or hate it, that is fine. But this is the story he's going to tell. So it'll be very interesting.
I also want to see how long the 15th Doctor stays happy for as well. You know, RTD puts his characters through the ringer.
Yes.
And, you know, bad things are going to happen. So I'm going to see how Ncuti deals with those and whether they're life-changing for him or whether he's like dealing with it, moving on.
Exactly. Who dropped off Baby Ruby? Yeah, we're definitely... Hopefully we'll find that out this season. Maybe we'll find that out next season.
Maybe.
I've heard that her story arc really comes to a conclusion around mid-season 2. It was what I was hearing. But that was also right at the same time where the rumor was that she was leaving the show or had been thrown off the show or was being replaced on the show, blah, 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 rather than the Doctor just getting another companion. So rumors are fun. Rumors are rumors. Who is Mrs. Flood? Yep, that is a valid question as well. So yeah,
it's an idea.
It is. We got less than 4 minutes.
Something I'm also excited and hopeful about for the mode that my dad is in right now in his career as a writer is I feel like he's a lot more positive. So something I'm really hoping for in terms of whatever Ruby's arc is going to be is she'll survive. We love having Melanie back. We love those things. And how many companions can we have back from like the RTD and Moffat eras? Not many, because a lot of them died or are trapped or other weird things. So like we want to be able to see Millie Gibson come back in 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Tori, we love a happily ever after. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. We will love it. I'm just looking at the cat. It's like 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes. Come on, people, hurry up! Time, hurry.
We're going to be watching it in 2 different days.
It's true.
I'll be watching it on the
from the future.
I'll be watching it on the 11th, and you guys will still be watching on the 10th.
Dave's got his remote ready.
Oh yeah,
you're 2000 and late. Is it just going to pop up? Like, will it auto refresh on my TV, or am I going to have to go out?
I think we'll probably have to refresh the screen. I think we had to refresh the screen at Christmas. I can't do that either way. I'm not a technician. I don't work for Disney Plus.
Yeah, well, we don't have it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, 40. I don't know how to do that.
I'm flipping back on BBC iPlayer.
Yes, that's also fair.
I would be interested to see if there's any time difference, like the actual episode.
The length of the episode, you mean?
Yeah, whether or not they might cut it for US.
They shouldn't. That's one of the nice things about doing it the way they're doing it, is that there doesn't have to be an edit for commercials in North America. They don't have to worry about cutting off the end of a show because football's happening or whatever, right?
Tori asked BBC iPlayer, do they do ads? No, right?
No, BBC, even terrestrial, don't do ads as such.
That's just between programs.
They're only advertising what might be coming on between programs or for news articles. But on the whole, this is why we pay a TV license in the UK, so we don't get ads on BBC One and BBC Two.
You just get ads for BBC on BBC One and BBC Two.
This is crazy.
Fair, you know, it is what it is.
Even in the UK, the adverts are like every 10, 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So even on the ITV channels, it's like every 15 minutes. If you watch an hour's program, you know that you might only get 3 adverts in the whole show.
Going Metal $7.99. I've looked everywhere. How do I watch it? It says it airs tomorrow at 6 o'clock. I'm guessing that's the BBC Airwaves version. If you go over, I'm assuming then Metal, you are over in the UK. Tune into BBC iPlayer in about 30 seconds. I'm popping in and refreshing. It's there. All right. So
I have it.
We're gonna go quiet. We're gonna watch Space Babies, and we'll be back in about an hour. And yeah.
Exciting. When did you play? Once upon a time. I swear to God, I clicked the wrong episode.
It's buffering.
It put Space Babies up for me, or Church of Ruby Road first. Restarting.
Same. Okay, I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
No. So if you're confused watching, sorry for being vocal. Go to episode 2. They're counting. Church of Ruby Road is episode 1. So if you just hit play, it's probably defaulting to that.
They moved it to the top of season 1 for some reason. To be annoying.
And my BBC iPlayer's just crashed.
I mean, that's in a way a good sign. Means it's popular.
They use titles like the Doctor or the Bishop, the Rani, the Conquistador. Say Doctor for 1,000 years and becomes the next. The planet, after that, 1,000 years, double parts. So, you're a doctor. The police? Police force? No, that's the guys. It's fine, it's a time and space machine for outside. Like the chameleon. First I landed in 1953. They used to have these boxes. They call it 1953. Yeah. Okay. Oh, jukebox. I like that. Okay, so back to the planet. My world is called Gallifrey. Gallifrey? Gone! It's gone. It's gone. It dies. It was a genocide and it dies. So the one that was adopted was the only one left. I am the last of the My lord.
All right, so we will be back in a couple short moments here to watch the second episode, but want to give everyone a chance to catch up. So we'll go for about 3 minutes ish or so. All right. So for those who have not already started, I think we're going to give a start to the Devil's Chord. I just have to get back into my thing because I accidentally left it. And we'll be back in about an hour. We'll take another quick break after this, and we'll talk.
This is the one I'm excited for.
Yay! All right, there we go. I'm like, I gotta mute the music because YouTube. So yes, we'll be back in a couple of minutes here. We'll take a little bit of a break, let anyone catch up who's still catching up, and talk to you in a minute. We'll be back.
Discuss. Yeah.
Discuss.
Oh, not yet. Spoilers.
That's right. We're coming back, and there's going to be spoilers. As soon as I can take this down. There we go. And we'll do this. And hopefully Nick will be back at some point as well. But for now, I think we're back.
He was just a few minutes behind us, but yeah, he should hopefully be along.
If people are not back, if people are not done, just we'll be careful. I have to check this message. One moment. And then we'll be right back.
Is that copywritten? Yeah, probably, right? That'll be public domain someday.
What will?
Jeopardy theme. You guys don't do Jeopardy over there, right? That doesn't translate internationally.
Oh yeah, it did. We used to have it back in the 80s. But that one show didn't really hit the spot in the UK. I think it lasted for about 3 seasons. We have Catchphrase is the classic one.
Nice.
Or Blockbusters, which is an old classic 80s.
Sorry about that. All right, and now we're back. Hi.
Hey.
So that was a twist.
But it wasn't Twist and Shout.
No,
too expensive.
That. Yeah, exactly.
Too expensive.
Exactly. So we won't give number ratings today. We're just talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll save those for reviews. And the plan right now is to, in our usual Tuesday time, we're going to talk about Space Babies. So that is going to be at Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Mountain for me. And then on Thursday, we'll be back to talk about The Devil's Court. We want to give both of these episodes a full episode worth of review. I think that's fair. But we can kind of talk about the whole drop here today now. If any of the Traveling TARDIS types who may be watching at home want to join in, you are welcome. Come on in. You know where to find the link. Anyhow, Mark, thoughts?
Interesting. Okay, I am more intrigued about Ruby Sunday's backstory.
Mm-hmm.
She felt a little bit like Rose, then a little bit like Sarah Jane, then a little bit of someone else. She feels like a mash of all the different companions from the past. And I'm intrigued. Okay. I felt Ncuti in the first episode when he was being the Doctor, he was fine. But when he was not being the Doctor, it seemed to be a little bit of a jerk. But that was just in the first episode. But in the second episode, I felt him being the Doctor.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like some of the comments like, all right, babes, you know what I mean? When he's like Scottish and it sounds really like Essex. And it's like, yeah, that's just, it felt a little bit, you know, like you got, like with David Tennant and, say, for example, like Peter Davison, there was some sort of like, I am the Doctor, and you sort of like respect me. Even when Ace and Sophie Aldred and McCoy, there was like professor and student. That was that sort of relationship. I've never heard the Doctor call any of his companions babes, which is very, very informal. Which I was a little bit on that. Certain bits in the second episode, okay, these are just nitpicks, okay?
Yeah.
These are nitpicks. When you see the Doctor on top of the building, and you see Tower Bridge in the distance, you can't see St. Paul's Cathedral, which will be there blocking Tower Bridge. And the other thing is, with Ruby lives in Notting Hill, which is northwest London, when she comes back and sees, spoilers, the Earth destroyed, she's standing on the South Bank complaining it's her home, looking at Westminster. Which was,
I think that's just where it was parked. I don't think that was
like I said,
specifically her block.
No, it was like not even a block. It's like the completely different like borough of London. But it was just nitpicking.
Right, I don't think that was the point.
I know.
And really, how close does the Doctor usually get? We should be happy it's just London. It's still London.
Still London. And
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Point taken. But I was just saying, these were nitpicks.
It's like she lives in Astoria and he parked in Midtown. Like, I get it. They're very far apart, but the idea is to show the grandeur of something more her. Like, her block would be really boring to see destroyed. It would just be like an ordinary block of apartments. No one would care.
But I think they did the same thing with Sarah Jane. I think it was in one of the Fourth Doctors where Sarah Jane turned around and said, well, what all happened? And the Doctor took her to the future and she opened the doors. I can't remember which episodes. So if anyone can remind me what episodes is in the comments where Sarah Jane and Fourth Doctor, I think it was like Periods of Mars or something like that, where they were like, oh, this is what will happen in the future. And it was just Earth, bad rock. So it was nice there. I love some of the memories about the Doctor being in 1963 and being in Trotter's Lane, Shoreditch, which is the other side of the Tower Bridge, which is perfect. One thing I did not like, is where the Doctor saying, oh, I'm all alone, I am the last of the Time Lords, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, he's just bio-regenerated, so he can't be the last of the Time Lords as such.
I mean, technically correct, but it's also still him. So
also, we don't understand what those are and what that is. It's like the Metacrisis Doctor wasn't the same thing either, you know.
But that's what I was just saying. These were just a couple of nitpicks. But on the whole, I'm not giving them numbers, but I do love this second episode more so.
Agreed.
I think. So I don't know the actor's name in it. What's her name?
Jinx Monsoon.
Jinx Monsoon. I haven't really seen her that much, but it was like very, very much like I was watching her. Like it was like Jim Carrey when he was like playing Ace. It was very, very much that sort of style, which I do like, and it was quite interesting how she done it. It would have been nice to see someone like Lindsay Sterling doing the filing as well as there, but on the whole, I did enjoy it. What do you guys think?
The first episode was definitely interesting. I'm curious to see, like they're building. That was definitely a building on something episode. But I think we're gonna have to wait and see what that is. Some of the first scene with all of the space babies kind of felt a little drawn out to me, but given that the complaint in the Christmas episode was that things move too quickly, I'll take that. I mean, and again, that's a nitpicky thing, right? It's not the end of the world. It was not a peak Doctor Who episode, but I still enjoyed it. Devil's Cord, I loved on multiple levels. The only thing I didn't like was the 2024 maestro dress and hair. That I could that did not work for me.
That wig was not working. No,
that wig either did the dress. Like the first outfit was
very billowy. Yeah, I get you.
Like the first one was very. I think someone commented in the comments there. Very Batman, very 1960s Batman villain.
Everything about her performance just felt so 60s, that sort of villain to me, in such a really fun, positive way. Yeah,
exactly. And then the second outfit at the end was not quite as over the top, but still had that kind of a vibe. And it just didn't. The other ones didn't fit with those other outfits.
Yeah, the middle one.
The middle one or the last one?
The middle one. The middle one.
Yeah, the one in the dark room. Yeah, I get that. It was, but I love
what they did with that. I love what they did with that scene, and I love, again, whether they're building to the same thing with this, I don't know, but I love what they're building to, because they did the same, very similar things with the toy maker.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, obviously there's a tie-in, but you've got that.
Giggle.
Suddenly you're in a dark room with a bunch of light, and strange is happening in both of them, both American actors. So that's an interesting thing. Whether that will continue with future Pantheon members, who knows? But it was something I definitely noticed. Yeah, it was. I like it. I like where it's going. I'm very excited to see what happens.
I think for me, it's mostly that the first episode just felt a little hollow, and I think that's weirdly because most of the cast are the space babies.
Mhm.
There's a really cute, fun concept, and I get like the fun of it. And they kept saying space babies, and like, yeah, it was cute and fun, but then like it felt like it was only really 3 adults in the entire thing. So it felt just very empty to me in a lot of ways, the story. And obviously the villain, super gross. Funny, but gross. That's, playing for the kids again. It really reminded me of Sleep No More and the monsters from that on the space station that were made out of the eye crust. And now realizing that was 9 years ago. So yeah, sure. It's been long enough ago. I love the second one, the musical number. At first, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it. And then weirdly, the longer it went on, the more I was sold on it. I was like, okay, this is funnier the longer it goes on. Okay. At first, I was like, this is dumb. But it's memeable. And that's what's important. So it was fun. I loved what you said about Mark. You said something about how you felt like there were echoes of earlier stories, and I really see that. And I feel like so much of what Russell is doing is trying to show off a lot of moments from throughout the Doctor's history, and that's even why Jinx is such a dramatic, over-the-top, cartoonish character, because that is something that is so classic that you don't really see as much or allow adults to enjoy as much. And, Russell doesn't care. He'll just do it anyway. So I loved seeing that. Next week looks interesting as well. Did everyone watch the preview?
Yeah.
A little bit, but I was also trying to find out where I put my remote down so I could mute the damn thing so I could talk again.
I'm not sure whether or not I can see it on the live or the day after, because I'm away at a convention. So
get everyone together. Just get a little watch party of your own.
Probably will. There'll be Jason Connery there, so I might be able to swim him. What I did find is that the first episode felt like it's more like I was watching Sarah Jane Adventures. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I get that.
But
Yeah,
that vibe. But spoilers. Ruby, Sunday. Is it her being a lost child of a pantheon? Or is the Doctor a lost child of a pantheon? Or is that part of the toy maker's dominion, Ruby Sunday? Because making it snow in 2 different places at 2 different times, that's got me interested.
I think we're shaking stuff up, yeah. Russell proved the first time he came back that he wasn't afraid to kick stuff down, to make room for new ideas. And we've been talking about the Time War for almost 20 years now. What an invention of canon that was to introduce into the television revival. And we are still facing repercussions. And I think he's feeling a lot more bold. And I don't know. I'm intrigued. I keep forgetting I saw something that I don't want to say on air, but I saw something in a trailer that keeps playing in my head. And yeah, this is going to be an interesting season.
What do you think about what the Doctor said about Susan?
I am intrigued.
I love that it was mentioned.
I do too.
It's definitely interesting because I mean, and she is still alive, like in real life. So I mean, it's another one of those Can you bring someone that old back and find a way? And do you bring in some of the Big Finish stuff? Because Susan's had a whole ton of adventures all on her own through Big Finish, and they have in the past brought Big Finish in, like with the Night of the Doctor.
Yeah.
So we'll I think that could be a really interesting and fun thing. She's also not. I mean, we're Doctor Who nerds. We're nerds. We're gonna see her and know who that is, like on the street. But she hasn't been in the public eye very much. That she could potentially blend in and go unnoticed heading into a studio. If you're going to have a surprise, that's it. Bonnie Langford is really obvious. She looks the same, just older, whereas Susan was, a child before. And a lot of people
Who knows what she might look like, though? Who knows how she might be represented?
Yeah.
Something I also loved on the exact same thread, mentioned in the exact same moment, was the fact that the Doctor crossing with his own time stream just so casually. Yeah, I'm in 1963, but I walk around. What am I going to do? There have been a lot of interesting notes and comments about stuff like that happening already in Russell's return. So I wonder how much that's going to come into play as well.
I have noticed, I'm not sure about you guys, but I think Ncuti Gatwa's done a lot more research, or he's been told a lot more compared to like Jodie was. Because he's running off lines like, okay, like everything, like he mentioned with Rani. Like, yeah, the Doctor of title, like Bishop, the Doctor, Varani. Okay, is that just another wild gooseberry, or is that coming back to something that might be coming in the future? Who knows? But why mention Varani?
Ooh, the not so green fingered medic brings up maybe trying to link the space babies to the impossible astronaut in some way. Could be interesting. And Andrew mentioned that he, would have been nice to have a Beatles song in there, but also, no, you didn't need it.
Copywriting.
Yeah.
I love that the Beatles were the one who saved the day too.
Yes.
Something that is sometimes forgotten in shows like this is the Doctor always being the one who saves the day, or the companion accepting that. And so remembering to give it to these cultural heroes was such a cute moment. Nice way to wrap everything up.
I'm not sure
I feel like they were used well.
I'm not sure I loved that the piano came back and kind of swallowed her. I'm not sure I love that. That was cheesy as hell, and I love it on that way. But it's like, really? That's how she's gonna get dragged? Okay, could have gotten just melted. Could have done there's any number of ways they could have handled that, and that was just a very interesting choice.
I think the reason why they swallowed her up because she may come back.
Oh, I certainly hope so.
So if she got melted, it'll be another situation. If she's kept trapped in a piano, then that's going to be easier for her to return.
Plausibly, yeah.
I also can't help how much Christmas keeps coming up regularly, and I keep thinking about Russell talking about Christmas and how he was writing Christmas at Christmas, and how there's all these rumors about Stephen Moffat and Christmas, and this keeps coming up. And watch next week, it won't even be mentioned once, and I'll look like the idiot. But 3 episodes in a row, all kind of dealing with the same Christmas. It is kind of a thing.
Maybe that's the understory: snow or Christmas. No,
the snow as well.
Torchwood or Bad Wolf. So
please don't be Gwen Cooper's daughter.
I was just afraid it was going to be they have to play the chord backwards.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The Mixoplex thing. It's like,
you know what? Did kids today even know Mixoplex? Not most, probably.
It's still around.
I didn't say it wasn't, but I wonder if you could get away with it. I think about what that is Timothy Drake a real person? Was that composer guy a real person? Because whenever I hear names like that, I'm like, no, that's Robin. And people do stuff like that, and you're able to get away with stuff like that.
It's true. What was his name? Timothy Drake?
Timothy Drake. Probably not a real person.
I mean, there's a Timothy Drake in DC, speaking of.
Like, we were watching an Empty Nest episode, and Barbara was dating a guy named Bucky Barnes, and I was like, it is 1989, and that is the only reason you are able to name a character that and have there be no problem.
Now, there's a amazing, as near as I can tell, maybe there seems to be several Timothy Drakes.
You never know with Russell. Like,
yeah,
he could
exactly.
just be like a minor composer who wrote one song, and he's like, I'm going to capitalize on that person.
Like, there's one that's definitely like Gen Z looking young, and there's some other that look older. So there's a couple of different people, but yeah, no, it was definitely interesting. There's an audio drama company called Dakota Ring Theater, and it's RE with the proper spelling of theater. And one of their bits is they have this character, and they always say from the pages of I've lost the name of the writer, but the writer doesn't exist. There for years, people will always look for this guy. The author in this that created this character comes from a previous story from the producer, and it's like, this is great, and it kept just running, and Blackjack.
People just roll with it. People just roll. Yeah.
Yep. Listen to Blackjack Justice. It is some of the best writing you'll ever find. But not Doctor Who. Susan Twist at the cafe. Could be.
Maybe Susan's Mrs. Flood.
Oh.
Yeah, the little boy with the hat.
Right.
That's when I commented. I was like, there actually was a twist.
Yeah.
I hope there would be actually a twist, and then there was. The little boy standing there. So
yeah. It's I'm excited. Is it next week yet?
I tried to Google Timothy Drake. No thing. Apart from there was a guy who did something in the 80s called Symphony of Planets. So nothing in 1922. So I think it might be.
Yeah, it's certainly not a classic person, I can tell, but
it's Robin, or it's just some guy he knows.
So
or like I said, does he like Batman?
Everybody likes Batman.
Because I mean, if he's a Batman fan, that Tim Drake is one of is a Robin.
Did he catch the other sci-fi mention?
Maybe
in Space Babies.
Oh, at the very beginning.
We should go and visit there sometime.
The Trek reference, yeah.
Yeah.
We just finished today, in like 48 hours, all of Star Trek the Animated Series. We just finished TOS earlier this week, so now we just need to watch the movies, and then I've seen pretty much everything. I'd be stoked. I have a project coming.
Have you read the IDW comics?
No, I've seen them though. I've seen the covers.
Yeah, where you got Doctor Who and Star Trek crossing over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm intrigued. I hope Ncuti Gatwa carries on how he is. It seems to be more like the Doctor in the second episode rather than the first episode, but I'll give him a pass on it because they're just feeling the feet on it.
I think that's part of the cast thing, though, too. I think that's it because he was only interacting with super intelligent babies. That is a really weird dynamic for the Doctor to be playing out, and that was a really weird thing to get to know the Doctor through. I like that he was good with kids, but he's also spiky because he's still the Doctor. It was weird. He
did have there was a little bit of Matt Smith feeling in there.
Mm-hmm. Very chaotic.
But even with the baby and the Doctor just speaking baby, that was a thing, and I would love to see that come back in at some point.
I agree.
There's so many threads that you can pull on for these things. Yes, that's a good point, Andrew. These first few episodes seem to be trying to make the Doctor scared. The Doctor, and it seems like, and I'm going to phrase this in a weird way, but he seems like half a man, and not that's the interesting thing about him being bi-generated is he seems less, not in a bad way, just in a way he has not realized in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Right, he's getting it, which is definitely interesting. We don't see the scared Doctor very often.
No.
I think he's gotten too comfortable in a lot of ways. And I think we need to be reminded that the Doctor, it's our main character, so we don't need to be too afraid. But then let's really put him in danger and really test him.
Yeah.
One bit I did hate from the Space Babies was when Millie stepped on the butterfly. And that bit was fine. Her changing into a butterfly, not a problem. Is when the Doctor picks up a butterfly and then blew life into the butterfly to get it living again. Is that like something like a god power? And that's what I liked.
We've seen the Doctor do things like that before, though. And one that always sticks out in my mind is 11 Two River Song when he heals her broken arm. So I'm really curious what the intention there is. If it was just a cute spiritual psychic moment, or if it is, if there is an intention, regeneration energy. We're still playing around with what that means.
Andrew had the same thought. I kind of did as well, but I kind of just went, no, it can't be a regeneration. We're a little bit too far past.
And that's my fault.
We've had an entire, an entire episode, an entire how long, because we don't really know how long is in between the 60th and Ruby Road, because there definitely was in time for him to invent gloves, and stuff. So there's I think he's past the post regeneration energy thing, but definitely, it's not the first time that he's managed to give some of his life force, his regeneration energy to another creature, and it's a butterfly. It's not like it takes much.
No. I understand that. Normally you will see that a little bit of regeneration energy going through, which you didn't get to see.
Yeah, I agree. So that's why I'm like, was it a psychic thing? Was he just coaxing it, to hold on?
I just don't want it become like that the Doctor becomes like a god character. You know what I mean? That's what I'd rather the Doctor be, a traveling mad person in his little box solving problems, rather than having the god complex, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm kind of almost, I'm not anal enough to do this, but I kind of want to see if somebody pulls out a screen cap of that butterfly and a screen cap of the butterfly at the end, and just see if the spots match. Did the butterfly regenerate to a different butterfly?
Stop.
How much detail did he go to on that?
Like from Red Admiral to a peacock, yeah?
Yeah, it was clearly not that drastic, but I mean, even if it was just great, you've got something's different here. Yeah.
Like a ladybug with like 7 spots instead of 6 spots, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. But no, this was a lot of fun. We're going to be back, like I said, we'll be back on Tuesday to look at Space Babies here on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS page. So if you have not, please do subscribe. In fact, we've got a video for that. We should do that because Christian likes putting that up there. So there we go. So yes, thank you guys very much for watching us. Be wherever you are watching us, please like the video, comment even as we're going out, because we can still see that. Share this out and share out our other videos as well. Subscribe if you haven't already, and of course, please continue to join us. We don't have the pages up for the reviews yet, but those will be up soon. So just keep an eye out, and you'll be able to see them. Yeah, Boom looks so awesome.
It's an idea that Moffat has had for a while, apparently. So
nice.
That's really cool.
Is Moffat right in this one then?
Yeah, this is the Moffat.
That's his. Yeah, he's back right away. It's crazy.
Yeah. Anything to promote there, Candyman?
Not at the moment. Just saying, if anyone's down in Chepstow next weekend, I'll be back down there to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Robin and Sherwood.
Excellent. Kevo, where are we finding you in the
Well,
meantime?
Access for Show, which is where one of the branches of this is streaming right now. So hope anyone's watching it. Oh, did I do this or did you do this?
I did that. Sorry, I didn't realize.
We talked about that earlier this week. Dead Boy Detectives was a really awesome show. It's based on an awesome Sandman comic. We were super excited about that. Tomorrow we're talking about Eurovision. Sunday we'll probably talk about this a little bit more on our own channel. We've got a lot of cool stuff going on. We're talking about Beacon 23 from the MGM network and Discovery season 5 a lot right now. That's our big season of sci-fi that we're covering at the moment. So this will probably be dropped in a little bit too. And Access for Show over on YouTube. Check us out.
Kevo, just what is Beacon 23? Because I haven't seen it apart from on your show. Is it something in the UK or is it just in the US?
I don't know if it's just US. I don't know if you guys have MGM Plus network. It's a weird network. It's one of those ones like Quibbly or something where like it's not huge. So I don't know how much attention this show is getting. So however you can watch it. But it's a really great show. It's about a space station out there in space and all the things that happen to it. It is a lot of vignettes. It's a lot of things that have happened to it throughout history and how they intersect with the modern story. It's a lot of different genres. There's like talking space rocks and there's glowing portals. It's crazy. It's a lot, but it's a lot of fun.
Bit like Babylon 5. Bit like Babylon 5.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe taking itself a little bit too seriously to be too much like Babylon 5, but doesn't take itself too seriously, which I appreciate. It's weird. Check it out.
I'll put it on my list if I can get hold of it.
Definitely do.
Awesome. And as for me, you can always find me at Therathole.Ca or Therathole.Ca, depending on the platform. And yes, if I do that, we get.
You get fireworks.
Wow.
Fireworks.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was extra weird when I had my green screen up on Tuesday and did that, and they came up, and it's because
does it do it over the thing?
It does it over the thing, but you can kind of still see a little bit of the background, and just it's comes out clearer because there's nothing behind you but the green screen. Yay for Apple and fun effects. Hee.
You're so cool, Dave. Thanks for hosting.
Hey, no, thank you guys for joining me, and thank you for Nick for popping in for a few minutes at the beginnings. We will see everybody. We'll also see everybody here same time next. It is the same time next week, right? They didn't.
As far as we know, yeah, I think every week it's dropping at midnight.
So, in theory, we'll see you all same time as today, just for a little bit less time because only one episode, not two. And with that being said, Tony, take us away.